Ford Motor Company. Ford Motor Company is nothing more than General Motors, of course, and General Motors was actually nothing more than basically my Europe engine manufacturer. Like I said, General Motors never made a engine, nor did Ford Motor Company. They don't exist. They never existed. More than you could order a car and pay money or metal, which they didn't. They actually owed me a lot of money. And basically, you could get a car that would have your nameplate on it. Usually it would say Sir Frederick T. Hoblinson. And you would get a nameplate. That's basically how they proved ownership back in the old days. If your name was on the car, you owned it. So Mr. Ford, which was actually Jimmy Ford, ordered a bunch of cars. The Ford family ordered a bunch of cars from Europe. Never paid, of course. And basically tried to start a manufacturing company. Anyway, whatever. It's complicated and very involved, but basically Ford never owned a car, never produced a car any more than it was JFK and Nixon and his family or those people. Basically, a bunch of liars got together, raped a lot, killed a lot, bombed a lot, and then got tortured for 1,000 years because of it. Just like quite a few other people got tortured for 1,000 years. Anyway, they did this huge lie. Basically, they owed me a lot of money. They still owe me a lot of money. Like I said, but I created humanity, so, and well, a lot of people will be like, oh no, blah, blah, blah. You know, I should have just been out. You know, only a few people knew about me. Like I said, you'd have to be 50 trillion years old at least, probably more like 100 trillion years old to understand what was going on, what was going to happen, and why no one could stop it. But Jimmy Carter and Jimmy Ford or whoever, you know, quite a few people in the Washington, D.C. building thought that they could. Thought that if they were on top, they had the money, they had the power, that it could be stopped. That they could just lie to people and force something. Anyway, and get out of it. Like, no. Not really. Anyway. So, like I say, I already knew what they were going to do during my life. So, I was like, might as well just shoot myself. Doesn't matter. They already did it. They were already going to do it. They thought that they could do it. And then they got tortured for 1,000 years. And, oh well. Yeah, like I said, they thought that they could change the laws. They thought they could change perception. They thought that they could have the bigger gun. Not so much. Anyway, whatever it is, it has something to do with the fundamentals of the universe. And I'm like, oh well. It's my vacation anyway. Anyway, I don't really care. I mean, it's like, whatever. You want to dig yourself a hole down to an unbelievable depth where you can never return from? It's on you. I don't really care. They did torture and force a lot of people. They did kill even more people. And they would be screaming they'd be saying their whole lives, I don't believe it. It can't be true. It's not true. Blah, 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 ha, ha, ha. You know, just basically going insane. And then they would wake up on that bed, strapped to there, and then they would go through 1,000 years of torture. Oh well. Like I said, there's some things, it's like cause and effect. You press the button, smoke comes out. You can believe in your mind all you want. You can disbelieve, you can change perception, you can lie about it. You can even try and stop it. But when I press this button, it produces smoke. It is a physical, fundamental thing. My whole existence works on them. So do other people. You can believe that gravity doesn't work all you want. It's still going to work. And gravity is really probably more like a magnetic thing anyway. I don't really know. There's certain things about the universe that it would take you a couple trillion years to understand. Like I said, there's a lot of things that you would have had to have been at least 60 trillion years old, to understand. And these people didn't. They were humans. They didn't understand that I was their creator, and I was the creator of 80 galaxies. And there are some things about this universe that are just definite. They're going to happen. There's no stopping them. It's like cause and effect. Anyway, they thought that they could laugh at me. They thought that they could smite me. Smite Lucifer. They thought that they could kick me out. And it's like, well, you really can't do that. I might as well not even be here. I might as well shoot myself right now and just get it over with, because, I already know what they're going to do. I already know what they're doing. They ran around with the drugs going, and stuff like that. And run around going, we believe, but they don't believe, and this and that, and denying me, and this and that. And it's like, I don't believe I actually created these life forms. Whatever. Whatever. It's like, you could run around and say, I support you, I don't support you, e-cigarette. Smoke's still going to come out. You can call this Fred's e-cigarette. Lucifer, White Star Line, me. I'm not just rich. I'm not just powerful. There's fundamental things that make me in existence. Anyway, certain people thought that they could disbelieve. Certain people thought that they could do this. And they thought a lot of things. They thought everything in the galaxy and more. And they found out that it wasn't about how many races they had, or how many races they controlled, or how many life forms they created, or how long they had lived. There were certain fundamentals that eventually would catch up to them, and that there was no stopping them. And that's, it's like a string. Or they thought that they could pretend to be a good person, or even do good things, and that would stop it. It's like, no, it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how bad you are. It doesn't matter anything. There is no stopping what happens when people deny me and try and mess with me. It's fundamentally engineered into existence that certain things are going to happen regardless. They were told that they will be punished for 1,000 years. They said, oh, well, we have a whole life to get out of it. Anyway, whatever. Like I said, even their children. Like I said, it doesn't even matter. It's like I might as well just kill myself, because, they didn't understand what it's like to mess with Lucifer and why it was a bad idea. And, oh well. They tried to kill me this way, tried to kill me that way, tried to stop me this way, tried to stop me that way. They still got punished. They lived a bit longer, yes. But one day, it was going to happen regardless. Like a ball dropping. There was no stopping it. So anyway. That's the way it is. Just like I get to deal with their stupidity, they get to deal with the reality. So, anyway. Doesn't matter.